All right, so we're gonna be breaking down some Saturday Night Puck gameplay. This is a one night like tournament thing that's ran through LG. We're gonna be taking a look at the teal gameplay. I'm not sure how competitive these games are. I think it's only like CHL players, I think. I'm not even sure if you can play at a higher level. Just take a look from teal's perspective. Team's working it back, shot, looking for a rebound. Yellow's able to soak it up over to teal. He finds green, so good breakup play there. Finding red. Red's got to get rid of that puck. He doesn't. So now odd man rush the other way. Quick transition. 3-on-2. Cover. Nice. Good job there. Keeping him to the outside. Nothing too crazy right now. Guys moving in. Taking a shot. So the team on the other side looks pretty quick with the way that they're... Ooh, man. He almost iconed that back door. So again, I don't know how competitive it is. It does look pretty damn fast. So it's a little, I would say it's a little bit better than the CHL. Maybe. But nice little play here. Blue's able to find the outside. He sends it down, right? Backdoor feed. It goes off a red stick, possibly off of the defenseman as well. And they're able to score. So 1-0. Good guys. Face-off lost. Here you could technically step up on that. You got green pressuring here. This guy's going to turn and then find this guy here. And if you're in a like forecheck, you basically have the man-to-man coverage. You've got sort of like this half forecheck, half trap where you got blue staying back, one winger's pressing. It don't really matter. But regardless here, this is where you gotta just man mark. You've got one guy kind of staying home. Again, this guy was pressuring. You got essentially blue there, red's here. If you're here, you want to just settle yourself down and then just go for this hit if you can, right? You can line that up. What also is beneficial about that, he goes for the hit. You've also got green then to quickly replace teal. So that's the sort of, you know, you got a back check if green wants to go and pressure that. But you've got teal sort of getting glass out of the frame, essentially. Is how you should be looking at. Right there, bang. He can go for that hit. That would have taken him out of the play. Regardless if the puck goes in, you've got him down for a few seconds. So now he can create something from this. And he does. He was able to be patient enough with the puck. Now they're established in the offensive zone. So you want to pressure when you can, especially when you see you got a forecheck from the winger on your side. Bad play there from green. Now here's where you could press that again. Technically, if you have an angle. Or you could just play for the poke. But you want to try to apply pressure as a defenseman when you can. Here, this is again. I mean, he's lined up. This right here, I would say he could just go for this hit. Because you have the numbers back. This guy's out of the frame. Top right. This guy's technically covered there by green. You've got blue in the frame. You've got yellow back. You've got red there. So you've got the numbers. It's basically a 3-on-4. Have somebody to go and pressure this. As soon as you see pressure on the inside is good, you have the green light to go and hit that. Green light for the hit. He stopped. Now they do go offside, but still, I mean, you've got a better guy with the puck there. Would have gone in and possibly created something. So it's two chances where you had the angle for a hit and you could have taken it and you decided not to. And again, it's all based on that read on the inside. If the inside is covered, you have the green light to go for the hit and pressure. Or at least try to go for a poke check or something, right? Try to pressure the guy so he's not able to just walk in freely. Blue, work it back. Nice. He had potential blue one-timer right side. A shot's not bad. But quick transition when you don't get it, that's the only issue there. This is kind of tough. Now, when you are the opposite defenseman and you notice that your other D partner controls the puck, and especially he starts to walk to the slot here, or walks to the middle, you have to be cautious of any players that are potentially behind him as well as where you're at on the ice. Because ideally, right, teal should be over the top on this play because of he should be able to see that, hey, this guy is controlling, he's moving to the middle, so he's not going to just move to the middle then work it back to teal or something like that. Like, that just doesn't make sense. There's going to be some kind of play forward where that could have been a pass here for a one-timer, or at least him controlling the puck, or shot on, which is what he chose to do. It gets blocked, but it's the quick transition back the other way. Teal's not able to see this, right? On the right side is what I'm basically referring to. Let me actually switch it again. This is what I'm talking about. This guy here, you couldn't see that because of my cam. He has to stay over the top on that. He has to see that as soon as yellow has control of the puck and he moves to the middle. He chose not to do that, so they quickly get behind him. If he sees that, he would at least be able to stay over the top, and you guys are fine. You have a back check, right, by red. He's able to he could potentially get back to cover Luke here in the middle. Yellow as like the second layer. He could move and play to glass, and then if you had Teal in front of McDonald here, he'd be over the top on that play, and you guys would be fine with that rush. But it's not being able to see who's further back or who's going to quickly transition back up, right? Because that's how teams want to play. They want to play super quick. If you're a defenseman, you got to be active with who's trying to cherry pick on the play. So face-off Teal goes in for this. See what kind of offensive creativity we have from Teal. Got to find a backdoor feed, not bad, right? He tried to LT pivot to the outside to create some space and find a centering pass, which is not an issue there. Red, nice. And now you got blue sort of on the back check. He's able to cherry pick a little bit, and then finding green and scoring. So nice play. And that's again another error from the defense on the other side. It's the exact same thing. It's mirrored. It doesn't matter what happens. A breakaway, like if you are in the offensive zone as a defenseman, yeah, it's a quick transition here. There's zero reason for these guys to even be in the zone if you're looking at them from a defensive perspective. Again, this is the exact same play. It just mirrored the opposite way. A shot, a block where the opposing team, and in this case it's our team, gets the puck. He's going to fire this puck. Blue's going to get around the bend. He's behind everybody, and then you've got green following, and then you didn't have either defense man mark anybody correctly from the other team. Bomber or somebody, right? One of those guys should have been on blue, and in this case, they just play backdoor. Somebody's got a man mark green here. That's just pathetic defense. There it is. I mean, you cannot play that bad. You cannot play that poorly. Like, these are savable plays. Like, these are defensive plays that could be made. This is why you have to have that defensive mindset when you're playing defense. You can't be thinking offense. Even though you will have that offensive mentality, you will have some offensive control of the game as a defenseman. You have to be able to see who's getting behind you. Like, you have to look at defense first before you try to play offense. See, defensively, decent position. You can tell that the wingers like to play really far down low, so it gives the point up to extend the play. You got green essentially in the slot here. There's zero reason for him to be all the way in the slot. You already got the help on the inside. If you're green in this case, you've got to be like somewhere in this area. Like, you don't go below the hash marks unless it makes sense to do so. If the play's down low, there should be zero reason. If the play's down low and the slot's covered, there's zero reason for any winger to get anywhere down here. Zero reason for it. There just isn't. If everybody's man marked correctly and the slot's covered, wingers should be staying to the point, or at least following where the other defensemen are. So blue in this case is fine because you have the other defenseman into the play here. You got, this is actually the defenseman. Blue's right up on him. So he's fine there, but green should be here. All right. So, and then following the play. So green then should have rotated over this way and then just played in the lane here. And then if this guy were to walk this way, then you could play the poke check. Even if it goes back to the point, regardless, right? You still have an area where you could play that to the point. All right, he works it back to the point. He could have intercepted that if he was on the half wall, if he was man marking him correctly there. He gives a give and go, which ain't an issue, really. You want somebody then to press the guy down low, right? Which could have been Teal. They worked it around, so nobody's really man marking correctly when it comes to just man-to-man coverage. It's kind of tough, right? When a team does extend the play in the offensive zone for a while. When they're cycling, it's tough to really like mirror their movements constantly, but you got to be able to try to anticipate which way they're going to go and what kind of play they're trying to set up, and you can kind of think ahead in that case too. Another quick transition. You want to stay over the top. Not a bad job here, staying in front. Allow the back to do the work there. Nice poke check there from Teal, so good job on that play. Quick transition back up. Now you've got Teal in the frame here, which is actually nice in front. Then the other team did not man mark that. That's a really good play there. That came from the neutral zone off what I would have thought was a nothing play. I did not expect red in this case. Most guys would probably either try to take it in themselves or try to force feed this over to blue across because there's nobody else there, right? He passed it back. Everybody stayed on side, and Teal took this to the left side. I mean, that's really good. That's good recognition from this player right here and from red, right? Because you got to be able to see that too. But for him to not go offside, that's the reason why people don't work it back to the defense, because they're worried that their teammates are going to go offside. That's really good control there from blue. And he finds the back door. So blue, actually, from what I'm seeing, both offensively and defensively, is honestly really good right now. You could tell, man. The small details, like control over your player, is so key in this game. To not go offside. And he's involved defensively. Really good player from blue. Now he's right back into the frame. Kind of handcuffed there a little bit. That's where red decides to pass the blue, which there really was no other option, but that's kind of tough. Now you guys are trapping. So this is on green. Can't allow that. Once you guys are in a trap, so this is kind of like not, you guys aren't necessarily set correctly. What I don't like about the trap necessarily is how far apart everybody is. Like how far apart in terms of their depth. Like they're not, it doesn't have to be like a straight line by any means. But I mean like how far you guys are. Like for one, green should be closer here for one. Red is a good job, like he's in a good spot there, and blue should be like basically where blue's at, but green's got to get over more. The play is closer to this side, which means you want him to be already almost lined up on the outside leverage of the play. If they work it back to the opposite side, then you can have blue slide over slightly, but that's like you can easily make that adjustment if you're blue. But in this case, like there's so much distance apart, they work it to somebody on the outside, and green takes forever to actually go back to the outside, which is where he's supposed to be. He's actually in a good spot here. He just gets baited from the puck carrier a little bit. He's not reading that you have a defenseman that you're driving on this play. He's got to turn. And this is why I don't like when there's so much distance created. Because ideally, everybody should have lined up at the red line, turning and skating. Like, I don't really see the point of... unless you're trying to intercept the puck in the neutral zone, there's no point in back skating when you get to this point. Because now you're just flat-footed. Green's flat-footed. And I'm not exactly liking where teal's at either. Because, again, like, we're so far away. There's just not, like, a specific lining, right, that you want to have. But you want to be at least closer into the play, right? Like, teal could be here. He could be facing the direction he is. But, like, more this direction. Like, he's so far to the middle. If, like, they're working it there. Like, there's really... I mean, he does actually... get back into a spot where he could have played the guy, you know, taking his lane, but it's just you want to be in a spot where you're staying over the top regardless of where the puck's at. Like regardless if green is supposed to have this guy here, whoever is going to drive, you want to be able to skate with them so that you've got a case here where green is beat on the play. It doesn't mean that they have a straight lane right to the net, because that is also then on the defense not man marking that either, or not following the play to the slot, staying over the top, if that's what I mean. You see how teal now is essentially beat because the puck didn't go to his man and green was beat. Now you have where if teal was still continuously skating, he would be at least in this position, and you guys are in a pretty decent play regardless of where green's at. That's kind of how you want to look at the trap too, because it isn't just on the winger to play that perfectly, and otherwise they have a good spot or a good lane to the net. You don't want to play it like that. Now, you guys had the back check and play, but again, if they had the numbers, it would make it a little bit tougher for everybody to play proper defense here. So now this is on blue, because again, anything outside, I don't understand it from a winger's perspective. And why are you trying to play the lane? Like, blue doesn't have to do that. I don't understand this at all from any winger, man. Why they're, like, persistent on trying to play inside leverage when you're playing trap. It's like they don't understand that the outside is literally what they got to cover. You don't even have to intercept it. It's like he's trying to play the support. Like, he's got 3-4 guys in the middle here. Like, you know, you've got these guys. If I'm playing wing, I'm always, especially if you got somebody that's actually driving, trying to the outside every time, I'm putting my back to him and I'm skating with him. Even if he cuts in, it's not your problem, because you have the outside leverage. That is literally, you're like a defensive end. You just force the play back in. If they go to the inside, it's not you. I don't understand that when it comes to wingers, and it happens a lot, even at the highest level of LG. But overall, again, a couple things that I would say that could be worked on, but good solid period. The forwards did really well in terms of their offensive game. A couple things, the goalie came up big for the team, so got to give him props for that. Let me know what you guys think in terms of defense and the offense, trap, everything. If you guys want to send me clips, first link down below. Community Discord if you're not a part of it. There's a clips in vids channel. Post the link, the timestamp, position that you play, and I'll break down a period for you if you want. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you guys next time.